hasn't changed since he was in office.
Okay, young man, answer me this question. Why did Newsom decide to want to do the gerrymandering this time? Why did
because he wanted to get a few more votes in the state.
Okay, yeah, but why?
Because he figured Texas was going to take some away from him.
Oh, okay, so you got some honesty. Yeah, he figured that Texas is doing disservice to their own constituents
but Pennsylvania
by
is
stealing
doing it too. Other states are doing it. That's
okay.
the only state.
Do you know how to focus?
What happens?
Do you know how to focus?
When it backfires on Newsom.
What happens when it backfires on Texas? What happens when it backfires? It'll never become a red state.
Backfire on Texas. It's going to be a red state.
You don't understand.
Texas will become red.
Hey, school C. It's only congressional district. They didn't even redraw the state districts. Only the congressional.
Pennsylvania's even gerrymandering. New York State wants to gerrymander.
Yes.
Why?
Because there's a job, and you care more about the illegal immigrants taking your jobs.
But
that's what the blue states believe. Illegal immigrants can have your
most
job. America believes you should have your
but
own
all
job,
of the good jobs. Hey, see, stop. You're just running your mouth. All of the good jobs, right, that were held by people in this country working for the government, they were losing it under the Donald. Donald made them lose their job. He fired them.
Because,
right. So what? So what are you talking about? You're talking about people. You're talking about people who have been detained, kicked out of the country. People who've been detained, kicked out of the country, who were doing a particular job. Meanwhile, the really good, high-paying jobs that Donald got rid of. What are you talking about?
He didn't get rid of. He condensed.
He didn't get rid of them. Can you bring up the number? Can you bring up the number of individuals who lost their job under the Donald?
For a truck driver, you're doing all of this? You guys are a bunch of idiots.
I do feel like I'm an idiot. Let me stop that.
You third-grade educated motherfucker pushing a 40,000-pound rig, and you basically have the education of a fourth grader. Shut up.
No. Give him at least ninth grade. You got ninth.
What
Yes.
Point, I agree with you on some of your ideas.
All right, so now one of my biggest ideas is for you to shut the fuck up, you stupid ass motherfucker.
That wasn't the
idea. Real quick. Can somebody else jump in?
What was your idea?
Your idea.
Who would like to jump in?
Doing the t-shirts.
All
right. Doing the t-shirts.
Yeah, I'm trying to hear this guy's whiny ass voice.
See, so now look at that.
No, and let me just say, the only reason why I wanted to jump in because obviously, let me finish. Honestly, I don't really know where you guys are in the position. I'm assuming that it's anti-MAGA. But what I would say, as a DC resident,
and MAGA
supporter, that's a big topic now.
Don't you?
But since
let him get his point out. I want to hear it.
Yep, and so this is actually coming from the Hill, which is generally pretty nonpartisan, but definitely probably a little bit more left-leaning. But since Trump's executive order, and this was published about 48 minutes ago, I think it was, that there have been 0 homicides in DC since August 13th. And DC typically, on average, has about 4 to 5 homicides per week. So I don't know. Maybe we've saved
per week
lives.
They have 3 per week, just something like that. And then also, I have a question for you. So, the date. So,
y'all just so triggered, but you got.
I have a question. I just want to ask an honest question. I just want to ask an honest question. So, with the stats you just read about like crime being down and stuff. Why all of a sudden is there a need to arm the National Guard if the current approach of them being unarmed has led to these results? What is the point of arming them now?
They already had their arms. That's the thing.
In DC, I'm asking, they're arming the DC National Guard. They weren't armed before, Hood. We're arming them now in DC. Why? Why do they need to be armed if it's working already? They did not.
What do you mean?
Hegseth, on Saturday, I can give you the article if you want. On Saturday, Hegseth said that National Guard is now, all of them are going to be armed. They were previously unarmed in DC.
Not all of them. Not all of them. Some.
Why would you ask a truck driver for any information on that?
I mean, outside of like the National Guard being armed, could you maybe just answer my question? Because I literally have not spoken much. But I mean, like whether or not the National Guard is armed or unarmed, I didn't know that piece. But I mean, like, can we like just sort of ignore the fact that there have been like no murders in DC?
No, it's wonderful. Hey, Hood, it's wonderful. It's wonderful that the last 10 days crime is down. That's wonderful.
There's also been
Now,
I wouldn't say that there haven't been any carjackings. They're
this
saying
is
that
having an impact on the business community in DC as well.
that is true. That is a good point.
And so, nothing is happening. People feel like they're under a military occupation walking down the streets with their papers because this is the move. So I think,
I don't feel like that as a black DC resident.
I'm sure if you want to take that as a win, if you want to take that as a win,
Why can't I
like
even speak?
that's wonderful for you. But this is not America. This is not America anymore. For you to feel, just to feel, because we talk a lot about feelings. It doesn't have to actually be the fact, but for you to feel safe. It's ridiculous. It's an enormous sacrifice for your feelings.
Why would you walk down the street and feel in DC with you if you're black with your people?
People do it every day. Cool. Ain't nobody.
Why would you have to walk down afraid if you're black?
The only people that are scared of DC is you.
I'm not.
Period.
Why would you have to worry if you're black if you gotta have papers?
Okay, let's have Hood and Quinn go back and forth. Cool, if you could just like hold out for a moment. So Hood, Quinn brought up the point about the economic consequences in terms of the small businesses being impacted. Do you have any thoughts?
Who cares?
They're making money, the small businesses.
What is
I'm
it, like
asking
Facetune or some ones are like you can change your hair color now?
Hold on, just take
Finally don't have to worry about it.
I made purple.
Take a 3-minute timeout, all right? Just take a 3-minute timeout.
They don't have to worry about it. Shut up.
Mute for 3 minutes, thanks. Go ahead.
Get like the real authentic pink. You would
Yeah,
have
I mean, I definitely, sort of the streets aren't as busy. I think that it is having an impact.
And that's a good thing. Yeah, that's a wonderful.
God, the impulse control in this room is.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good.
Yeah, let Hood just speak uninterrupted.
Yeah, so as a 25-year Black American DC resident and homeowner, I think it is having an impact, to the local businesses. But at the same time, I think that there's probably going to be an opportunity for like tourism to return, especially if they feel safer in coming to DC.
Yeah.
And according to the numbers, listen, I'm just reporting the numbers that DC is safer. So I think that while this may be a short-term dip, with tourism, I think that it will rebound and maybe rebound bigger and better.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on it.
So
The
Hood,
real buyers are out there buying stuff.
okay.
So
we're
buying stuff.
Okay, all right, so
Cool. You got
here's
2
one of the
minutes
things-
left. Cool. You got 2 minutes left on your mute.
Who are you talking to? I'm sorry.
So here's what I'm going to say real quick.
Yeah, they're
So
always.
I don't know how we got to these stats so fast. That's number one. Number two, this concept about DC like not being safe in the first place that was kind of laughable. I know lots of other DC residents, and they never felt this way. And I've seen the stats before this whole National Guard thing, and it was already low. So this is kind of weird. I don't know why this was ever a talking point, and why do we even need to argue this? It's just wrong. Like, it's all fucking fake information.
So you're saying that, like, let's just say, like, let me just say this. They can probably fudge numbers like, robberies and burglaries.
Forget fudging.
I don't think that you can really, like, fudge, like, murder results. Like, either somebody got it or they didn't. So I don't know.
But what you're ignoring is that what people are reacting to is being occupied. So all the time, you remember when motherfuckers was going, popping their heads off about the lockdowns, and what if the National Guard was deployed to make sure that people complied with the lockdowns? Like, this is not an emergency situation. People's freedoms, their sense of freedom, you talk about their sense of safety, their sense of freedom is being impacted. It's impacting your local economy, right, negatively, as it would impact our economy in Chicago, while we're still getting major tourism dollars. Nobody's afraid, except for motherfuckers who only know Chicago from watching it on fucking Fox News.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah.
So you can feel scared. Like, it's a lot of scared, cowardly motherfuckers walking around here. I've never been scared even to walk through project buildings. I have done so in my life in this city. Okay? Like, give me a fucking break. And let's not ignore the fact that if you want to feel safe walking down the street, cool. How about walking down your college hallways? How about walking through your churches and your synagogues, or a fucking Target? Right? I would love for our kids to feel safe and not have to get bulletproof backpacks and have live shooter drills. But as a nation, we've said that is okay, and we're here for it.
Yeah.
So let's be here for it.
I think we do have to be careful here in terms of sanitizing DC too much. Like, it did make really good progress in 2024, but it's still ranked 4th per capita for murders and 7th for violent crime overall in the U.S. So there's a lot of room for improvement. We can make all the comments we make, but without sanitizing DC, it's getting to be a bit much.
Excuse me, sir, but if we're going to look at the data. I know you heard me talking, sir. If we look at the data and we look at an average from 2022 to 2024, we definitely see the uptick of the improvement. Would you not say that as well?
I said that. I said we can talk about the improvements, and there was an improvement in 2024. Absolutely. It's going in the right direction, 100%.
So it is going in the right direction. So when you say sanitize it, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
in the process of working it doesn't happen overnight.
So when I say it seems like we're sanitizing it, it's like when people are saying DC safe and all this and that. If you're number 4 out of every city in America for murder per capita and number 7 overall for violence crime, that don't count as safe.
CEO.
It just doesn't.
CEO. As a nation, we know what our problems stem from gun violence.
Yes, agreed.
And as a nation, we have said through in the public square that we are okay with that.
I hear that argument.
Excuse me. Don't look at cities in the face talking about gun crimes when people have walked through preschools and blown fucking white toddlers away, and white folks did nothing.
What's wrong with that?
Cool needs to shut the fuck up, because we see how y'all react to crime in your neighborhoods and your communities. You do nothing. because you would rather have your guns. And so be it.
Let me just say one quick thing.
Legal gun ownership. There comes a point when there's illegal gun ownership. And that's why
All
these
the mass
cities and
shootings
towns
were by legal gun owners.
Let me just say this real quick. If I could speak, if I could just say something real fast.
Every day,
bro, you've
murders
been
in little cities
yapping
and towns.
since I got on this app.
And how
Let me just say one quick thing. As a 25-year
Oh God, I'm calling the police because you keep
DC
talking.
resident. Let me just say this. I haven't spoken much, but I would say that
Operator, can you send
since
the
I purchased my property 25
We
years
don't
ago.
care. You said that before. Every speech is
Moderators,
my
did you guys check
Yeah.
your people?
Every speech you make is my house 25 years. So you have anything else to bring to the table?
Let him get his point out.
Jesus Christ.
When's it going to be my turn?
You'll be next. You're right after.
Oh, I
Yeah,
go
so what
after
I would-
truck drivers. How do
I
I
would
follow
say-
Go after
a
her.
truck driver?
Go after her.
Oh, he's a clown. How do I follow a clown? All right, go ahead, Hood. Hurry up, you little bitch.
This is weird. But anyway, what I would say is that sort of the big issue and the big concern that I have, with DC and sort of everything that's a function of it is the racial wealth gap, in DC. And certainly, since I bought my property, quite honestly, I didn't really know much about the neighborhood.
Let's talk about your
that I bought
property again.
Could you? Oh my God.
No, we want to focus on.
I think you need to shut the fuck up and let me finish. You're not funny, you're not clever, you're not cute. You're just really annoying, and I think that you're preventing people.
All right,
from
so
getting
Point's not on stage right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think the big issue is really the racial wealth gap in DC. And as much as crime, since I lived in DC 25 years ago, and it was even worse before I moved to DC, that the reduction in crime in DC, it's not a function of sort of like the Washingtonians, the native Washingtonians, that they, the education improved or their wealth position improved or any of those things to sort of eradicate, a lot of the violence and crime in DC, but it's because they were literally gentrified out. And, I come from a pretty neutral political position because I just personally think that the white liberal establishment is as evil, if not more so evil, than the white conservative establishment. And, I'm just a firm believer, the core of who I am. I think that white liberals, across this nation have been ethnically cleansing the Black American population across all of our inner cities, which is why they're so pressed and will do anything to replace that population with illegal immigrants. So,
so that's just
let me just finish. Let me finish. I'll land. So listen, when we see people bragging about, DC is, the crime is improving, and that's only because wealthy white liberals are forcing and gentrifying Black people out of their neighborhoods, and so that's it.
So when you said white liberals are ethnically genociding Black people, that's a really big allegation. So can you give your evidence?
Yeah, I think that when you look at our voting patterns, it's Black Americans, we're overwhelmingly, support the Democratic Party, which is sort of the engine under it are, white liberal and white liberal ideologies and oligarchs. And I think that we've put them in control of our politics. And I just fundamentally, this is just me, like Malcolm X said, really the only difference between a white liberal and a white conservative is that they both want power. But what the white liberals done is that they've been very effective in posing as the Black Americans' friend and benefactor, but sort of the core of who both white liberals and white conservatives are is that they're both anchored, in my opinion, at ensuring that white people control the wealth in this country and that white people control the politics. I think that everything else is sort of red herring issues. But even like when you look at, say, for example, the Democrats and their political chance of addressing wealth inequality through reparations legislation. We saw that Gavin Newsom, after the 2-year reparations task force, AB 3121, they came out with 2 bills, out of that to advance reparations in California, which basically were derailed by the California Black Caucus and Gavin Newsom himself. And then even when we look at Westmoreland, Maryland, he had an opportunity to create a reparations task force.
Oh, stop.
Let me finish. Similar to California, and he vetoed it. So white liberals. I think. Listen. I think that white liberals and white conservatives are just different wings of the same bird. And entrusting our politics to white liberals is crazy. That's just
okay. We're having a conversation. So, Westmore just said no to a study because they already had pre-studies, right? He said, come back with an action plan and then I'll do something on it. So what was your issue there? And then second, can you not say the whole thing about white liberals are committing ethnic genocide? Because I asked you for an example of it.
I said the white liberal establishment. The white liberal establishment.
Okay. Yeah. So I didn't.
Margaret Sanger did that.
I didn't hear an example of the ethnic
Margaret
genocide.
Sanger.
No, not Margaret Sanger's.
Exactly.
Margaret Sanger.
Abortion
control stupid.
20 million.
Abortion
control stupid.
Imagine if you had 20
Margaret
million
Sanger
black
advocated
people.
for birth control, not abortion. You assholes.
Abortion. Abortion is essentially.
Wanted abortion.
Read a book. Margaret Sanger advocated for birth control.
And abortion.
Exactly.
Stupid ass.
White liberals have been genociding like black people for decades.
So y'all against birth control? Is that what y'all are coming for now? Yeah, because black people are the only one that use birth
20 million black people have died.
You don't give a fuck.
Abortion.
How do your black neighbors feel about it? Or do you live in a segregated community? Do you have any black friends?
Imagine having more families.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, abortion, in my opinion, is essentially ethnic cleansing that's been sold as a woman's right to choose. Just my opinion.
Living in a police state is not a liberal issue. Okay?
But the Democrats
and you know what? I think a generation from now, you niggas, kids probably.
Oh, wow, we're niggas now. That's offensive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, can we have a debate without ad hominems?
Excuse me.
Don't call me a nigga.
Democrats push
Stop with the ad hominems.
You niggas.
I think we can have a civil discord without you calling people
But
niggas.
the Democrats push separation of fathers from families.
Yeah, can we moderate this space? Because I don't appreciate being called a nigga.
Flames go. I'm sorry, I say your name right. How do I say your name? I'm sorry. How do I say your name? King. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the floor.
A generation of now are going to be talking about the Democrats when all along.
Who keeps hitting mute?
When all along it's y'all rooting for the fucking military, the police.
I'm doing it. Y'all talking over each other. Can you stop, please?
Nobody's talking.
No, you were, ma'am. I wouldn't have did that.
Nobody. Yeah, I was talking. Nobody was talking over me.
Okay, so I'm crazy now. I'm a crazy nigga. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, yeah, remember how we wanted to talk about the crime bill, but we didn't want to talk about all the black people that was behind the scenes rooting for the shit. Now y'all are the ones rooting for the shit. A police state. Y'all aren't gonna be satisfied till stop and frisk is back. But a generation from now, y'all will be blaming it on the Democrats. And we see you, and we're going to put that in the record.
1984
I'm not
was the
against it.
Democrats. 1994 was the Democrats. Joe
That
Biden.
was not my point. My point is that there was a whole cadre of Negroes like Hood behind the scenes advocating for that, for them to do that. Black people supported the crime bill in '94. People like him, because they didn't quote unquote feel safe, regardless to what the statistics may have shown or whatever.
Well, you
Because
know,
they
there
were the
are
ones
also.
doing the crime. Because they were
Can
the ones
other
doing the
people
crime.
talk? Can other people talk? Thanks.
Because they
There
were
are
doing
also
the crime.
there are also ministers and business people and a lot of people in the community that supported the crime bill, though, Queen. I mean, we gotta be real with it,
That's my
and
point.
not just what you consider just them niggas.
That's,
It was a lot.
I
My
know,
mother's
that's my
pastor
point.
supported it, John L. Branham, and he had one of the biggest churches. I think it was on Main and I don't know, over there in that area. So he supported it because every day they would come in when they go to worship, there was a lot of shit going on. So
absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to push against you. I'm just adding.
No, I'm saying
All right,
that is my point, Lisa. That's my point.
Okay, I got you, sis.
Yeah, and you understand that a generation later, where were those people speaking up and explaining why they did that during election times when we had the opportunity to vote for the status quo versus a fascist? Where were they reminding people that no, we asked for that? We wanted that.
Yes,
we
ma'am.
were down with the stop and frisk. We were down with the mass incarceration.
So,
because basically,
You're right.
So,
No way
Lisa,
to be found.
Biden did that.
real quick, I just want to tell Lisa. So, interesting enough to your point, 58% of African Americans supported the crime bill compared to 49% of white people. So, black community supported it more.
And this is nothing but a repeat. We have learned nothing. That is my point.
Can you link that?
We have learned nothing.
Appreciate it, thanks. Listen, let me just say this one real quick. Literally, I think that just because you're black doesn't mean that your politics is anchored in like how politics can benefit the black community. If that's not you, that's fine. But I think that for those black people that want to weaponize and leverage politics to improve the black community, I guess sort of the message that I'm saying is that I think that we need, as black people, that group of black people, I think we really need to start envisioning a different way of doing politics. Because if we continue to sort of fight and banter, between supporting and advocating for Republicans or Democrats, I just think that we're always going to be in this perpetual cycle of like status quo, because neither of these parties are anchored in weaponizing politics to improve the black community outside of just using us for our vote. And I think that as long as like black people just see ourselves, fighting to defend being on plantation A or plantation B, I just think we'll never get anywhere. I think that we need to envision a bigger politic.
Why anything that have to do with us is plantation? I don't know why you keep using that terminology. Plantation mindset.
There's
nothing about black people.
Let's say I didn't say plantation.
Are you going to talk over me?
Well,
You're
I
gonna talk
think
over
that
me?
you're trying to redirect
No, I'm not
the point.
trying to do shit. I just
That's
asked
what
for a
it
minute
is.
so I can finish my.
That's what it is.
This
You're
plantation
redirecting the
bullshit
point
that you
and the
guys.
message.
Okay, I'm gonna mute you or either throw you down.
And that's
One
fine.
or the
That's
other.
fine. You go ahead.
One or the other.
Yeah, my point.
But you coming in here and just loading on, shitting on the stage, talking about plantation this, plantation that. You don't use that type of terminology when you talk about white folks. There's nothing about me being on a fucking plantation in 2025, sir. Not one fucking thing. Not my kids, not me, not my family, not my fucking community. So you need to find another fucking talking point when you start talking about, my community. Seriously, I'm getting sick and tired of that. And these white folks come and take this shit that you saying and they take it and they spread it out. Just like we had this motherfucker in here the other day who said that you niggas, and I'm gonna say you niggas, because he called me a nigga for straight out the bat. And I said, how do you find you have the authority to call me out of my name? He goes, because you guys use it as a term of endearment. So I'm calling you a nigga. And this is the shit that you guys started. So don't come in here and start talking about a motherfucking plantation. And then all the people sitting in the audience who don't look like me, who don't give a fuck about me, who don't give a fuck about my community, all of a sudden they hollering, they're echoing your fucking talking points. That's all I gotta say. Thank you.
Hood, you don't recognize that you're being, like, our community is being used as a pawn right now in this situation?
Our community is being used as a pawn by both parties.
I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about y'all pedophiles.
Our history as Black people in this country politically didn't start on August the 25th, 2025 at 2:52 p.m.
Yuri, you can speak to me directly. Yuri, you can speak to me directly. Okay, I said it. So what is the problem with what I said, Yuri? You're on stage. You can unmic. Okay, so what? Okay, are you on mic, Yuri? Go ahead. I'm not trying to attack you, sis. I'm just asking for clarification. Promise, it's no attack. You went back and had something to say about what I said. So
I can't hear her. Can anyone else?
Is there something wrong with your mic, Yuri? Are you trying to speak? You might have to come back.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with plantation. I think you're.
Hey, I don't give a fuck what you think. I know what I think.
Democratic plantation.
I don't even give a fuck, Al. If you
that's
like
not
being
nice.
on a fucking plantation because you think that shit is cute, go right ahead. Nobody's stopping you. I said me, my family, and my community. Where you live, plantation might be a thing, babe.
That's because you're not.
You black people are fucking confused.
Lisa's not even from America. Like, her family's
You don't know where the fuck I'm from.
I know you're an immigrant.
I'm not a fucking immigrant.
You don't have relatives that live on plantations, so you're not in a position to speak with, two descendants of American slaves that have family that live on plantation.
You don't fuck me.
I know you're
a Heather. You don't know where the fuck I'm from. You're just talking out your ass as
you're an immigrant. You're an immigrant, Lisa. You're an immigrant. You're an immigrant.
You're gonna be a what they call those people? Audience observer. How about that?
That's crazy.
Go ahead, Yuri. It's on you.
It's kind of interesting that just being used as an insult.
Look, Al. Let me just make something perfectly clear right now. I don't tell you how to feel. I don't tell you what to say. I don't tell you how to take care of your family. I don't tell you shit. I said to me. So don't get on here telling me how to feel about somebody saying that I'm on a fucking plantation. The nerve of you. Who the fuck are you? Are you the black king now? That we gotta, whatever you say, we have to take it and we have to eat it? Who the fuck are you, Al?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you're offended because it's referencing slavery, but I'm not offended by slavery. Like, I'm not offended. If you're an immigrant, that's probably why you're upset
I'm not a fucking immigrant. Would you like me to call you out your name in a minute? My people's blood is in this soil. I am not a fucking immigrant. And what difference does it make if I the fuck was? I am not an immigrant. Did I ever tell you that? Did I ever tell you that? Did I send you a copy of my fucking birth certificate and my passport? Did I send you my people's history? Did I do any of that for you, Al? For you to come out of your fucking ass and call me an immigrant? Did I do any of that? Are you listening to the hood rat because you both men? And you gonna suck his dick? I'm telling you, I am not a fucking immigrant.
So you were 0.5% of the slavery?
I bet 50%.
Cheese Ados. What's going on here?
Yeah, I'm trying to respect your stage with these motherfucking Kunans. I'm trying to be nice. They don't know me well enough to be in here trying to tell me I'm a motherfucking immigrant. They don't know me. Them niggas ain't even seen me, never met me, probably never heard me come off mic. Now all of a sudden I'm a fucking immigrant to them two Kunites. Stop it. I'm not asking you your heritage. Not one fucking time did I come off a mic and question where you from and who you are. Not one fucking time, Al. So what's your problem with me today? What is it? You want me to be an immigrant? You're attracted to spicy, indigenous people? Are you? What is going on today?
I think you only got a little bit of a lighter color because you were family mixed with a white person.
What?
Shut the fuck up.
Light skin.
There are a lot of people in this room, sir, who are mixed. Now, what's your problem with it? What's your fucking problem with it? There are a lot of people on this stage who are light of skin, like you want to say. So what's your fucking problem with it?
Skin. I don't know what's going on.
Sir,
nothing's wrong with it, but you're saying you're not a legal immigrant.
Cool, where are you from?
Are
you a recent immigrant? How many generations have you been here?
Well, my family heritage goes back to a president.
Which president?
So, President Clinton.
Hood, I'm about to block your dumb ass. I swear to God, I have nobody on my block list. You're going to be the first motherfucker.
Lisa, do you think that my life revolves around, like,
do you think my life revolves around you, nigga?
Fucking Clubhouse? Like,
do you
fucking
no, I don't think it revolves around Clubhouse.
Like, fucking block me.
I think you come in here and you think you gotta.
I don't even know you
think that you.
Like, why do I give a fuck about you?
So get out of my drawers, nigga. If you don't know me, climb out. Climb out. I know you like it there. I know you love it there. But climb the fuck out.
Let's bring it back.
He's a fucking idiot.
Let's bring it back.
Yeah, let's go back to Trump.
So yeah, who said that? Who said let's talk about Trump? All right, so let's just stick to knowing what we know. If you have to ask a question, just ask a question. I don't know Lisa's background, but I don't think that she's an immigrant. So we can move along. Next on the docket, what's going on? Nothing? Y'all done?
Can I just say really quickly,
Be nice, Al. Be nice, Al.
I'm not going to say anything else about the whole plantation thing, because I think it's a sore spot for a lot of people.
Keep the peace. Keep the
I'm trying to keep the peace. I'm saying for me personally, like when people mention, getting off the Democratic plantation.
Is that your wife in your PTR? Al.
You know it is.
So you better not say another fucking thing to me. Because I will roast and toast and chop and dice your motherfucking ass right now. I'm going to let you know that.
May I ask you a question?
It just shows you haven't matured and grown out of your...
Shut the fuck up.
So this is something that I have found myself pondering on a lot recently, in the dawn of conservatives, Black men, and how they talk about the nuclear family. And for me, I always am stunned or lost on how to continue, because their nuclear family always is an example of the whiteouts of their bloodline. The nuclear family, familial unit that they speak of is never a Black man, a Black woman, and Black children. It's always
why does it matter to you?
A white woman and mixed children, and they purposely seek out the whiteout of their bloodline, and
that is just amazing to me, because in a generation or two that Queen spoke of, their children won't even be Black, phenotypically, or like y'all are looking at your own bloodline, and it's comical to me. Like y'all are you are colonizing your own bloodline.
The same way
it's just insane to me.
I don't get why that matters.
Cosplay nigga.
Oh, we got three Black men up here.
White married to a white woman go come in here and try to
But you didn't say this from Kamala Harris. That's a Black woman but married to a white.
And then has his fucking PTR and his stuff in French. Nigga, you got a nerve. You really got a fucking nerve here. And I'm gonna let you live right now because you got a fucking nerve.
But it's called the nuclear. Hold on, Kosi. Give me a second, Kosi. Kosi, stand down. So it's called the nuclear family. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters exactly what the race of that nuclear family is. It's just being a unit. So
it does when the nuclear family is brought up as a remedy to Black community problems, and then Black men say, "Oh, black nuclear family," but not all of a sudden that concept is lost upon you. I don't understand. Y'all
Black women are nasty.
But no one listens to those Black men.
He's Black. Why is he talking to me? Y'all lay out these solutions to communal problems, and then when we go back to the table and say, "Hey, Mr. Leader of community, this resolution does not fit the community outlook," and now why does it matter?
To Black men.
But a Black.
Are you a Black man?
Kosi, I don't know why Kosi.
Hold on for a second. Kosi, are you a Black man?
No, but I can see it.
So do you fuck Black men? Do you fuck Black men? So why are you talking? This conversation does not pertain to you.
Black men.
This conversation does not pertain to you. You're not a Black man, nor do you fuck Black men. So how do you know?
But why do you think the household's separate?
This conversation is not pertaining to you, because if you want me to talk about you, we can talk about how white men have a bad day at work, go home and commit familicide.
White man.
Okay, all because you didn't get that raise, and Marita came in and make $2 more than you. Don't start with that. Because white men have familiar problems as well.
The white guys.
But this just proves how you're nasty to Black men. Your attitude towards the Black man in this country.
Ain't nobody more nasty to that family than a white man who has a bad day. Y'all have CP of your children and then come home and kill everybody and commit suicide. What are you talking about?
Your boys do it on the street because their mothers are the only ones raising them.
Oh my God. So the Black men who do sleep with the Black women and get them pregnant, leave them. Those guys are losers. Those men don't count for the majority, the 80+%, maybe Black men who actually do. With what I'm saying, but
the point I made.
But there's a lot of Black men.
Women, when I'm talking about Black, because I specifically spoke about a particular type of Black man.
But those are the minutiae of society. Why are you even giving them credence?
Procreates with white women, and they talk about the longevity in the
even that's
of the Black community, and that it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, but why don't you focus on the majority versus the minority of people who do things?
Because I'm focusing on what I brought up to the conversation. That's why.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, people get.
I brought up
Why is Kosi still talking?
Let me help out real quick. Wait a minute. So women, Kosi, you're in the truck. I know you think that we're supposed to just pay attention to you because you lack color, but that's not going to happen. Omari and Oasis are having a conversation, and we're going to allow them. If you continue to interrupt one more time, that's all you have. You will be placed in the go. Okay? Thank you. Go ahead, Oasis, Omari.
No, I get. Go ahead, Oasis. I'll let you go first.
Well, because you're talking about why am I focusing on a specific sector of people as if I did not specify in my initial offering. So I'm focusing on them because that's the group of people I want to learn more about. I'm trying to get to the psyche of it. This is not about, oh my God, one bad apple, throwing out one bad apple that ruins the bunch. No, I want to figure out why that apple turned bad to begin with.
Yeah, I think the men who do that, and I do see these talking points from some Black men. A lot of times the men who particularly probably lean more right, but I would say I always push back and say, look, why did the black man leave? He laid down with a black woman, got her pregnant, then took off. I think what's his name, Tommy Sotomayor, or whatever the hell his